Over the years, many people visit the Mount Paris Dam set high in the hills above Branxholme, but few know its history of construction and why it was built in 1936. To start the story, we must travel west from the dam over the hills towards Ringarooma, 10 kilometres away. From here, we head across the Dorset River towards Mount Paris, once called Nugget Hill. Here we follow up Nugget Creek to the site of a mine started in the 1870s and developed in 1882 into the Nugget Tin Mining Company. The company was formed in 1882 by purchasing an earlier lease from Mr. Ed Mace and on the advice of Mr. Thomas Beswick, the manager of the Marina Tin Mining Company. Already in 1876, this area had been identified as a good prospecting ground for tin. Early leases were taken up by the MacDonald, Bartley and Butt families. The Nugget tin mining leases changed hands frequently and were often let out on tribute to 16 Chinese miners who worked the rich alluvial deposits. Large nuggets of tin weighing up to 4 and 5 pounds were found here, hence the name of the creek and the mine. When the mine was operating, the hillside had been largely cleared of vegetation, exposing the rocky terrain. Today the vegetation has regrown, but the rocks are still visible.
That could be an old little tramway where they tip soil off the end of it.
Yeah. About this time, a 10-head battery was installed to crush the granite rocks to release tin. Dams were built to supply water, and the Nugget water race was constructed. There were 2 races shown on the list map, and I couldn't figure out which one I had to trace.
So you can see this only a smallish one.
Yeah.
But because it's flowed, it's quite close together.
Tragedy struck the mine in September 1898 after changing hands to the Appalachian Tin Mining Company, when James Rogers was killed after being crushed by a rockfall after a blasting episode. However, despite optimistic mine managers' reports and investment by London shareholders, the Appalachian Tin Mining Company was wound up, and with it the sale of 10-head stampers, Pelton wheels, steam engines, blacksmith shop and huts. The sale also included water rights and the water race. Between 1900 and 1930, a number of mining companies operated in the Mount Paris area, including the Mount Paris Tin Mining Company, the Mount Ruby Tin Mine Company, and F.W. Krushka. Some tin was extracted, but not profitably. In 1934, a new Mount Paris Tin Mining Company Limited was formed. They purchased former leases, water rights and races. It was this company that gave birth to the Mount Paris Dam and a new water race to the mine. A comprehensive prospectus was published with the aim to raise capital by selling 328,000 shares at 5 shillings each. The well-known engineer Donald Fraser of the Bryce's water race fame detailed plans for the dam and race. Interestingly, neither of his plans were used in the final construction, and some conflict of interest occurred. Eventually, the consulting engineers Haskins and Davey were employed to design the dam. Jeff Davey built a 16-metre high slab and buttress dam, 250 metres long, with reinforced concrete beams and a slab wall inclined at 60 degrees to the horizontal. These photographs show the Morning Star Flat before and after the dam construction. Construction of the dam started in November 1935 with an estimated cost of £20,000. A diversion tunnel had to be drilled through solid granite before the construction started. This is still in place. At the dam site, a number of huts were built for single men. Some married men camped nearby. A manually operated tipping truck was used to carry 3-ton loads of gravel, sand and crushed metal to the site. To start, buttresses had to be found on solid granite, so in some cases excavations of 3 metres needed to be made. All concrete was to be reinforced with round steel rods. The buttresses were built first, and at the start, wheeling barrow loads of concrete along the boardwalk was relatively easy. A huge quantity of timber was needed for boxing and formwork. A team of carpenters from Sydney was employed to do this. But as the buttresses rose higher, wheeling the concrete became more difficult, as it was in some places 16 metres above the ground. At first, a rock-fill dam similar to the Cascade Dam near Derby was to be built. However, when a concrete buttress wall dam was decided, a strict control of concrete mix was necessary, with a special container used to guarantee quality. A petrol-driven cement mixer was used. At one stage, urgent notice was given by the inspector requiring replacement of defective concrete and some realignment of the buttresses. 2 spillways or bywashes were constructed at each end of the dam. This was the first dam in Australia to be made by the slab and buttress method. It was completed in September 1936 in less than 12 months, but cost £10,000 more than planned. In the 1950s and again in the 1970s, people in Derby expressed concern that the dam had filled to just a few inches from the top and could result in a devastating flood like that in 1929. Experts investigated the dam and small holes were cut to release water. Despite this, in the 1980s, the dam filled up again, so even larger holes were cut into the wall. Today, the dam is a popular attraction for those willing to explore off-road. On its 80th birthday in 2016, a celebration was held at the Mount Paris Dam, with a display of photographs and talks of creating a major tourist attraction.
Wave this time. 1, 2, 3, yay! This is video.